load up. Everything should be clean, checked, ready to go. Today I won't need too much, but the weed eater blower, and I'm gonna need the trimmers for the hedges too. Let's get it. All right, guys, we finishing up. For you guys that remember this property right here, this is the one where the retaining wall fell. I talked to the guy, and he said that they supposed to be fixing it, but we'll see how that go. Wasn't too bad. We got a lot of rain this weekend, so extremely wet. I did this one on Saturday, side by side. Show you the front. And I really tried to sell this guy on some mulch right here, so stay tuned for that. And he really won't need much, and it'll be real easy. You see the cleanup will be very minimal, because every time I weed eat, I make sure it's nice and smooth back there, and even on this side. Got a couple rose bushes. Some mulch right here would be real nice. So at the end of the season, that's my goal, to sell him on that front. I got the first one of the day done. On Saturday, my plan was to get out here and cut, guys, but it was too wet. It was extremely wet, and we kept getting these light showers on and off. So I just did 1 yard, and I ended up calling it quits. So now we're picking it up here. Today is Monday. The yard I just did, guys, everything went smooth. Really no complaints. It's a pretty cool cut. I've had this guy for a couple years now. So one thing I like to do before I head to my next job, if I already don't know how to get there, before I leave, I like to go ahead and put it in the GPS so I can get an idea where I'm going. And when I'm on the road, I'm not fumbling with the phone, you know, trying to figure out how to get to the next property. So I would just say, as a tip, make sure you know where you're going before you get ready to crank up the truck and before you get moving. It just makes it a lot easier. And then mentally, you can go ahead and prep yourself on the next job and what you have to do and what's coming ahead. Finishing up next property. This is actually a new client of mine, and it's pretty cool, guys, because this little subdivision neighborhood, I have 3, 4 clients in this neighborhood now. Last year when I only had 1, so yard density. Load off the patio furniture. As you see, it's not much of a backyard. This is the ideal type of cut for me. Ideal, nice small yard. And it's really no side. On the other side, I just still ran down one stripe just to separate ours from the neighbors. So there's not much on this side. I really just kind of lined it up with the tree. So the only thing about these subdivision neighborhoods, when the houses are basically on top of each other, it's gonna be a little bit more blowing. As you see, the driveways are side by side. So when you cut it, when you're edging, clippings will go into the neighbor's yard. So just make sure you keep that in mind. You keep all the driveways clear. You don't want to mess up somebody's driveway and then just leave them a mess. So just keep that in mind. If you can, just run through it right quick, clean it off when they're close like this, you know. Try to keep it clean. So I got everything unloaded. Just touched down to my next property. This right here is a new client of mine too. It's the first time it's been cut all season, so as you can see, the front is a tad bit high, but that's okay. The backyard is not much because, as you see, it's pretty shaded back there, so it's not getting a lot of sun, so it's really not growing. But go ahead and get started, man. Just want y'all to take a look at the yard. Got the Bobcat ready. I'm riding this cab. All finished up. Got everything put away. Like I said, guys, the grass was a little bit high, but I always double cut the front yard anyway. Sometimes not more so on the backyard, just depending on how high it is or just certain spots, but I always double cut the front yard so it's gonna look good. And like I said, nobody lives at this property. So you guys out there who cut vacant properties, you know that it's not as much work as if somebody was actually living here. You know, you don't have to be so precise on the edging. So I'll show you the backyard, and you can see this tree right here gave me some trouble, guys, because as you can see, it's a bit overgrown. So that's something that I'm gonna definitely talk to her about to see if I can possibly sell her on just allowing me to cut it back a little bit, you know, so it's not all in my face when I'm coming through the cut, because I had to get low so I wouldn't get hit in the face with any branches. This is a $50 yard, guys. And just for a tip, I would say anybody that's out there cutting vacant properties, if you see anything that's out of order, let the owner know. Like any open doors or any mail that may possibly be laying out, just let them know. They'll definitely appreciate that, because sometimes they might stay in a whole nother state, you know, or it's a house that they might visit every so often. So just keep that in mind. If they don't visit it frequently, and if there's something out of place, just let them know what you found. So I just touched down to the HOA, and those of you who just now starting to follow me, so I have an HOA. It's a 12-month contract, and I just got the bushes trimmed up, and now I'm about to start cutting the grass. And I'll give you a quick peek on what it looks like. And you can see behind me, and then we have this side over here. So as you can see, it's not much. Like I said, I just trimmed the bushes, so now I'm about to go ahead and do a light cleanup on that, and then go ahead and start cutting. The mower is gonna eat up pretty much most of the clipping, so I really won't have too much to worry about on the cleanup, but let's get to it. Private residence, HOA, finished up. So today I did cut the grass and also trim the bushes. And this week, we should be coming in with the mulch. So it'll be a lot easier if I'm able to have the bushes trimmed first before I come down with the mulch, because it'll make it a lot easier on the cleanup. And here's this side over here. And it's really not much grass, guys. It's really pole to, of course, all the way around here. And if you see that little white tag over out in the distance, it's really pole to pole, so it's really not much cutting. And like I said, it's a private residence, $75 per visit, 12-month contract. Next property. This property is actually one of my friends. That's how I acquired this client. Friends, family, food. Let them know what you're doing. They will support you. Front yard here. Stripes on with a push more, huh? Show you this side. So I have to use the push mower for this one because it's a retaining wall, so I can't get the big mower over top, and I can't go through the backyard, so I have to use the push mower, which is no problem. On to the next. So the lady across the street just stopped me, guys. She asked me for a quote on this yard right here. I'm cutting the one across the street for 45. So I'm gonna tell her 50 on this. Front yard is not, it's not much. but I love when that happens, guys. I'm trying to tell you, neighbors will stop you. Neighbors will stop you. That's the fastest way to grow. It's not much at all. $50. Next yard. I believe this is number 5. I would just say, guys, as a tip, anytime that there's a car in the backyard, just be careful when you're weed eating around those tires, because you know, if it's an older car, you know, a Fox Body Mustang or a Chevelle SS, something like that, you just want to be careful when you weed eating around it. But as you can see, this car been sitting for some time because the tires starting to dry rot into the ground. But just be mindful of that when you're cutting around cars. So here we have the front yard. Guys, look at someone. I could try to sell her on the mulch job here. Definitely trim these bushes back along this fence line here, because I can only get so close when I'm cutting. You know, I have to come back and weed eat it. But some fresh mulch right here would be nice. Just always try to think of different ways that I can upsell clients. Mowing is just your way into the door, and once you lock them in for mowing, that's when you can really make money. You try to sell them on tree service, fall cleanup, shrubs, anything that you can think of. After you lock them in for mowing, that's the best time. Anything that you notice, you should pitch it to them and just see what they say. Leave in the comments below that if after you edge and cut, do you blow the grass out the edges or do you leave it in there? Yard, as you can see, it's not much of a front yard. I actually have this yard right here too, but when I sent her a text message this morning, I got no response, so I didn't cut it. If it's not one of my clients that consistently pay, if I don't hear nothing back from them, I won't cut it. All of my clients are not like that. I have a few where it's on schedule. I roll through, cut, send an invoice, they send me the money, no problem. But that's a new client, so I'm not gonna trust it. I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna trust it, I'm not gonna chance it. I'm not gonna chance it. She didn't say she wanted it cut, so I'm not gonna do it. Too easy. On to the next. Number 7. As you can see, it's not much. It's just this little strip right here. Private residence, so they won't. The HOA that cuts it, the guy who's contracted with the HOA, they won't come inside the gate. $40 for this little strip right here. All right, guys, so I'm wrapping up for today, and that's property number 7. If you made it this far in the video, if you could, just please take the time to like, comment, and subscribe for me. It'll really help the channel grow and reach more people. Just in conclusion for today, on the wrap up, I would say, guys, make sure that you try to upsell your clients on anything that you can. It can be on shrubs, it could be on trimming the bushes, anything, guys. Anything that's in your way or is causing the job to be a little bit harder, let them know, and you can try to get some more business that way. Take the time to talk to neighbors, even if it's just, hey, how you doing? Or even if you just throw up your hand and you keep on moving, they'll know who you are, and eventually you'll create that presence. And that's what you want, guys. I had 2 neighbors stop me today to ask me for quotes to cut for them. So talking to neighbors will definitely get you more business, because they already see you in the neighborhood, they see you in the area, and sometimes that's all it takes for you just to speak to them to sort of break the ice, and after that you'll be good to go. Anytime that you have conversations with your clients, Do not let them throw you off on a tangent. Stick to whatever you're initially there for. If you there to give them an estimate on the most job, give them an estimate on the most job. If you there to give them an estimate on their line, give them an estimate on the line. Avoid side conversation, guys. And I'll give you an example. Anytime you're speaking with a potential client, you know, and maybe the house that you're cutting, maybe the owner passed away, and they start talking about the owner and they start getting sad and stuff like that. Do not feed into that conversation, because the moment that you feed into it, then you're gonna take a tangent and then you're gonna start talking about that. Stick to the business. Control the conversation. Do not validate anything that does not have to do with the job, because as soon as you validate it in the conversation and you start talking about it, you're going to go off on a tangent and then everything's going to be thrown off. So avoid side conversations. Just don't ask questions when it comes to that stuff. Or if they start talking about it, get them back to the yard or get them back to the mulch, you know. Whatever you're there for, stay on topic. And the next thing on the list the next thing I have on the list is text messages. So here lately, the way I've been doing it is I'll send out the text message the night before, or I'll send it out that morning and just say, hey, I have you on schedule today. Expect me to come through. I don't have a time. I don't give them a time that I'm coming through now unless they ask, because then it might be a little overwhelming for you. You know, you're like, oh, okay, dang, I really need to push on this yard so I can get there by that certain time. Don't say that. Just let them know that, hey, I'll be there this afternoon or I'll be there this morning, and you can give them a rough estimate if that helps. Because you never know. Sometimes, you know, clients might have dogs that need to be put up, that sort of thing. Or if the yard is real aggressive on trash, let them know, hey, I'm coming through to cut today. Could you have somebody swing through and just grab all the trash? Or if it's a lot of dog poop, you could have somebody swing through and just pick up the dog poop for me. That'd be good. So when I come through and cut, it's nice and easy. You can let them know things like this the night before. It'll definitely make it a lot smoother. And then when you get ready to roll into that next day, you already have the schedule together. You know who responded to you for cuts and who didn't. So it's a lot easier than waiting until the day of, say, hey, I have you on schedule today to cut. And that's what I've been doing here lately. And I'm gonna really switch back to sending that text message at night to let them know that I'm gonna come, because it's gonna flow a lot easier. Here lately, I haven't done any type of marketing. Zero. All of my new clients have been word of mouth or just me talking to neighbors. I haven't spent no more money on marketing here lately. And honestly, I don't plan on doing it, only for most jobs. I'm gonna market for most jobs, but as far as cutting, no, I'm good to go on that, because I'm picking on at least anywhere from 3 to 5 new clients a week, you know. And just like I said in my previous video, keep that pool open. Just grab on as many clients as you can, because some people won't respond to you, just like the lady today. Some people won't respond. Some people may move. Different circumstances, different things happen, you know. So just keep that pool open. Try to grab as many clients as you can. So for the rest of the day, I have, I believe, 3 estimates that I need to go take a look at for potential mows, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna lock them in. And guys, just for a tip on that, if you can, man, get to your estimates as fast as you can, because you never know. The same time that they hit you up, they could hit 2 other people, and the first one to respond may get the job, you know, especially in a time like this when they really need it done. So just keep that in mind. Try not to keep your people waiting on estimates. Get to them as soon as you can, or definitely keep them in the loop if you can't get to them in a timely manner. Let the client know what's going on, so they won't just bug out on you and find somebody else. Chris Hall here with Turfs Up Landscaping. And if you made it this far, please take the time to like, comment, and subscribe on the video, guys. It'll definitely help the channel grow and reach more people.